Howdy, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Dirt Info Podcast. This week, Carter and I will talk about the DIRTcar Nats, give some Super Bowl picks, and we'll hit you with a one for the road at the end. This week, featuring some local flair for me from Granite City, and I believe for Carter from Gravity Park. With that, if that sounds like something you would like, hit the like down there, and we're going to go ahead and jump into our first segment.
It's called Stylin and Profile.
Thanks, Rick.
I say this every week. No idea if I did this one, but Mike McKinney sweatshirt.
Looks like a redo. That's okay. Mine might be too.
I got a
We're
I got a shirt too though, so it could be I
okay.
could have done the shirt and maybe not the sweatshirt. I don't know.
I can't recall. We've been doing this for well over a year at this point, buddy. So
I know I have ones I haven't done. I just don't know which ones they are.
yeah. We're gonna have to go back and watch. So I came in all cocksure that I hadn't done this one earlier today, and then I remembered I had, but I'm gonna rock it anyway because I think it's appropriate. So with DIRTcar Nats, we've got the World of Outlaw sprints going back up, and while that's not something we talk about a lot, I do watch from time to time, and so I'm wearing my Logan Schuart $1 million Eldora Million victory celebration shirt. But this one is actually not only is it cool because it commemorates like a kind of a big race, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'll try real close. There's a cigarette burn in it.
Oh, I do see that.
Yep. And it came this way. And so there's at least one fellow that was in that camp that was well known for smoking a lot of cigarettes, and that was Bobby Allen. Rest in peace, sir. And I choose to tell myself that that is a Bobby Allen cigarette burn in my limited edition, last of the big man sizes, Logan Schuart Eldora Million shirts. I dig it. I do. I wear it around with that. I reached out to him and I was like, "Hey, this came with that. I don't know if you can do anything about it." And they're like, "That's the last of that one. Yeah, we don't have a lot of that size." And I was like, "Fair enough. I'll just hang on to it." And they're like, "All right." And so that's that's how I came to hang on to it. And so yeah, I dig it. So anyway,
Mine was
so
kind of also Volusia themed just because he's racing there right
oh
now,
my
Mike McKinney. So he's actually on the track as we speak. So
as we speak, is he leading?
no, he's running second, and Thornton is stuffed his whole nose under his car, so Thornton won't be winning.
Slow him down. That might change your
Neville's
picks
leading.
later on.
That is true.
But right on, right on. Well, this past weekend there was some racing going on. I don't think it's anything we really dedicated a ton of time to. That is, I mean, it may not be the off season for them, but it's got to be off season for us,
Yeah.
every now and again. So I haven't been wholly invested. I have been following along here and there, but DIRTcar Nats this past weekend, they got two out of three in. I think they're going to race the third one on Monday, which is when we record, or yesterday when you're listening to this. But RTJ won the first one, and I don't think anyone was shocked by that. Um, and then Charlie Medford won on Friday. Noteworthy because he did have to pass RTJ to win. So it wasn't like he started on the pole and ran away or anything. I actually believe Thornton started on the pole, and I thought it was going to be over, and it turned out it wasn't. So
If you want, we can recap feature one of Monday. Medford won that. So
he's on a hot streak. Well, I mean, all of this new information, just keep feeding it in as we go along. And well, we're ranking picks here shortly, but anyway. But so then on Saturday, they got winded out.
yeah, did you see the video of like the mods trying to race and they all like pushed up into the wall because all
I
like the wind was
didn't.
that bad?
Oh,
Because I saw
wow.
it was windy and I was like in my head I was like it's just sprint cars, they can't race, they can at least run the mods. And then there was a video of the mods trying to run and like they couldn't handle at all, like they were pushing and up all the way up into the wall, like it looked like kind of like it was raining or something, like a bunch of cars slid up towards the
Just
wall.
kind of just kept going that way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. No, I did see someone say, well, the too windy for the sprint cars, so we're gonna roll out and run all of our features. I was a random like you missed this post on Facebook. Turns out that didn't work out. So,
No.
so that was the rest of the story. Interesting. Ah, all right. Well, so that was kind of the last weekend slash when they finish up today was the appetizer, and then today's the sort of the big gator week for the mods at the Dirt Car Nationals. So this is when they start accumulating points towards the big gator. Um, this what you alluded to it last week a little bit, that they used to qualify every day of this
Oh
thing.
yeah.
And I'm sure the sprint car fans just absolutely loved that. Um, so last year, I recall there was a big hullabaloo because they had switched it up and they did more of like the world finals style where they just qualified like 3 or 4 different times in one day,
Hmm.
and then they just took those times for each day. That didn't go over well at all last year. I remember there was a lot of pissing and moaning. So I think they found a way to split it this week, and so worth talking about the format. And this is for the mods, obviously, but so today, as you noticed, they qualified and then they lined up in their qualifying features or whatever the heck they call them, right? So they did that today. Tomorrow they're going to qualify as well. And then Wednesday the sprint cars start, so naturally they're not allowed to qualify. So that night they're going to take their best qualifying time from the 2 previous nights and stack everybody that way and line up their features that way. And then Thursday, because we got to try something different. Thursday, they're going to line them up by DIRTcar Nat points. So they're the Nationals points they racked up the first 3 days. We'll go ahead and line them up for Thursday. And then Friday, you think, DIRTcar Nat points again, right? No, Friday we're doing every lap matters points from the whole week. So we throw in qualifying as well into the mix. So I mean, eventually they're going to get somewhere. Everyone plays by the same rules, but I just thought it was funny except for the first 2 days, each day's some
Different.
random different way. Yeah. So, but I guess in some way, at least it's following along with the format, right? Each day they're feeding new information into it and they're getting new lineups and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so
I
it's not
get
the
that.
same lineup and stuff.
Yeah. So, and then like yesterday's performance would affects today's lineup versus like Monday's performance affected every lineup because you couldn't nail the setup and it just went to hell. So, but anyway, and then I believe the sprint cars, they're just doing 3 independent shows. I don't think they're doing anything. They'll probably do like
We're
a
doing
dirt
four,
car net
right? Wednesday, Thursday,
or
Friday,
four,
Saturday.
four.
All right.
I don't remember now. I thought I saw 3, but maybe it's 4.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe I
Is
missed.
one of the days practice or something? I know they practice at some point.
It could be.
I
It could
thought
be
that was
Wednesday's
tomorrow.
practice. Could be Wednesday's practice. Might be. That would explain why they do the practice instead of the qualifying. That makes sense. No sprint cars racing, but they get to practice in between. And that's why they skip qualifying. Makes sense. We pieced it together. But anyway, so they run 3 independent shows. Um, so anyway, that should be interesting in and of itself. I think to at least have some reason to bring it up next week, since I don't know that either one of us are going to prioritize watching it too much. Let's make some picks, and they may be wholly uninformed, but let's try it anyway. So for the mods, let's do the big Gator feature. So who do you think is going to win
Feature, not
the
the points,
Saturday?
right?
Yep, Saturday's
Okay, because
feature.
my
Yeah,
my points
Saturday's
pick
feature.
would have changed. Um,
Okay.
oh, someone's spinning out. Um, I'll go Thornton for the actual feature.
Thornton for the feature. All right. I'm gonna go Cole Falloway. I don't have my other shirt with a story of Cole Falloway on today, but I'm gonna go with Cole Falloway. I just think he's damn good. And he's the reigning national champ of a dirt car. So what the hell? We'll go with him. And then I don't want to bother thinking about the big Gator feature for the sprint car. So let's just say over the 3 days, and we don't even know how they accumulate points, but over the 3 days, who's going to win the big Gator for points? And I'll let you
Um,
go first again.
I feel like this is a boring answer, but gravel. Like, I feel like he's the best points racer there. I don't honestly know
Yeah,
how he is at Volusia. I can't remember. I mean, I think he's fast everywhere for the most part. So
he is. I think he won it last year too. So
yeah, and I
eh,
don't. You said Sweet's not going to be there. I don't think
probably
Larson
not.
won't be there. If they're not, if
No,
they're, I don't think Larson will be there. At least not the whole thing. So
yeah, yeah.
maybe
I mean,
Macedo. I think Macedo will be second.
possibly. I think I'm gonna make a random contingent pick. I'm gonna say if Abreu's there, he wins the big Gator points, but I have no idea to know if he's there or not. I don't have no
Yeah, I'm
idea if
not
he's
sure either.
there. So in
I,
the event he doesn't show up, I'm just gonna go with my guy Shuart. I'm gonna say Shuart will. we'll do it since I'm wearing a shirt. So that's how I'll hedge that one. Um, so that at least we got a reason to bring it up next week a little bit. Um, anyway, as we're wont to do, to pay attention to mods more than sprints or other kind of things, mostly other than late models, I at least was paying attention to the winter Nats down in Arizona at Central Arizona Speedway. Um, Worth mentioning to me, I think, is just who won their overall points because it's reflected in kind of the storylines of the whole event. But the mod points winner was Dylan Thornton, and he won half the races, 4 out of 8. So it makes sense that he that he won the
One of the
points.
points. I mean, he
Yeah,
could have won four and DNF'd four. He
yeah.
probably wouldn't have won it
True.
then.
True, might have been tough. Well, because Beckendorf won one, but he also had a series of second places. Like all this second week, he was like
Oh,
second,
okay.
second, second, and then first. So he finished second in points. He did all right. Chaz Baca won a couple features over the course of this thing, and then Broxma wasn't to be denied. He at least got one too. So kind of a who's who as far as that goes. And then on the stock car side, because I thought it was interesting, Cameron Starry won the overall points, and he did better than Thornton. He won 5 total races, 5 out of 8. Shelby Williams won 2 of the other ones, and then Kurt Lund stole one too. So anyway, two dudes who had fairly stellar performances to open the season in IMCA land. So
I think
uh,
they had less mods this week than
they
the
did.
first, right? Okay, I remember you mentioned that last week.
Yeah, good call out. Yeah, they were. I think they were down to 66 by
Yeah,
Saturday.
I know. I looked one day and they're at 60. I didn't look
Yeah.
at all though. Also, live update. Mike McKinney won second feature.
Okay. So you're good luck, not a jinx. So this
Yeah,
goes. Remember that was a storyline early last year. We seem to be good luck for everyone. So it looks like maybe we're starting this season off hot again. If Shuart wins, man, I mean, it's gonna be hard to argue with our good luck charm. Uh, So we talked about HTF last week. No need to spend a ton of time on them. They got smoked by the weather. Um, they ended, I guess we were wrong initially last week. It was supposed to be a points race. Turns out they changed that decision into non-points race. And then they tried to push on. They got one night in, 17 cars showed up, and Brandon Overton won 10K. But then they got snowed out.
yes, no doubt. I saw one picture, and it was a lot of snow. Someone was like, "Yeah, we definitely couldn't have raced today because there was an understandable cancellation."
Okay. All right. So, I mean, I've lived in the South, so I know any snow is kind of sketch for them,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, we wouldn't try to race up here if it snowed in late October either, so, or early
I
October.
there
So,
there's been practices in my area when it's snowing. I mean, not snowing heavy where the track is white, but like it's snowing. There's been practices.
that would be interesting. Ice races on their tracks when they're or snow races when there's. I mean, you'd have to have different sets of cars, but it could be
Oh, no, I
interesting.
just meant like it was a straight up dirt track practice and it was started to snow during the middle of it.
No, I know. I was just
Okay.
thinking past that. Yeah, sorry. No, I just
There
I
is
took it.
ice races in our area on dirt tracks by us.
Hmm.
I haven't gone to. I'm too cold for that.
Yeah, I might have to venture out one time. I remember as a kid, my dad used to take me out to there was a lake over by his house, and they would do snowmobile and dirt bike races on the lake on ice. And I always
Oh,
thought that was awesome.
there's car races
Yeah.
on lakes by us too. There's actually a good amount of ice racing in my area, but those ones, I don't know if I want to park on a lake, I guess. I mean, it's probably fine if they're racing on it.
I mean, they're racing cars on it. You're
Yeah.
probably all right.
I do know last year though a car went into the lake like partially last year. I remember there being a picture, but at least at those ones you can sit in your car. Where the ones at a dirt track you actually have to like sit in the stands, and that was
Goodness knows.
yeah that would not be very fun.
No, no. So if a car falls through the lake, is that like ice racing's version of the track rubbering? They just wore it out so much that they broke through.
I think that's ice racing's version of a car like going through the catch fence more so.
Yeah. Well, right on. I hope he was all right, but no. The cold factor is the one thing that keeps me away. When I was I remember growing, my dad took me out to snowmobile races and all kinds of stuff in the winter. I did all kinds of stuff in the winter. Now I'm old and I'm just like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I've never been a winter person. Snowmobiling, skiing, all that crap. I'm good. I'll sit inside.
I enjoyed it. No, I'm just. I also lived in Alabama for a few years, and that did change my ability to handle the cold up here. Forever changed my ability to truly deal with the cold up here. So, but anyway, um, well, that was all the racing this past weekend. I think the one thing we know for sure we're both going to watch is the Super Bowl, so we might as well just lead with that. um, I we talked about the division series a couple weeks ago. This feels like the best possible matchup we could have got out of kind of what was available to us. Although maybe the Rams would have been cool too, but
Yeah,
um,
I just like think the Rams are more fun to watch, but like I think the Seahawks are fine too, but
yeah, this one's been a tough pill to swallow for me. I mean, I was unfortunately rooting against Sammy D 2 weeks ago because I just, as a Vikings fan, it's tough to see. The guy who was leading your team last year in the Super Bowl, uh, while nine keeps getting hurt. Uh, but apparently, apparently, I wasn't the only one who finds this hard to stomach. I guess the Wilfs find it hard to stomach too.
they fired the GM, yeah.
They fired the
And that
GM.
seemed kind of unexpected too. Like it was, I don't think that was planned to like just happen. Like, cause he was at our
I don't
GM was
think
at the
so.
Senior Bowl, like scouting out players and stuff, like a week before. Like I feel like you wouldn't bother going if you know you're gonna get fired here soon.
True, true. I mean, oddly enough, I was talking to a good buddy of mine who happened to come over this past weekend and bring some killer barbecue, my buddy Ricky. But I was talking to him like a week or two ago, and I was like, they just need to get rid of Quasey. And he's like, no, you're an idiot, blah, 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 blah. Think of all the people he signed. And I'm just like, but look at all the draft capital he's wasted. Like
Yeah, he can't
he's
draft,
brought
but
in nothing.
he's great in free agency, but sucks in the draft. If you could combine his free agency and Rick Spielman, the old GM, to like drafting, I think we could have had a like I think Spielman was pretty solid. If you could
He
combine it,
was
we'd have a pretty good GM. Better than Quasey was at drafting.
Well, yeah, because he at least could find guys on
Yeah,
one side of the ball. He was
he
not the best offensive drafter, truthfully. He was pretty
no, not
rough on
really, but he was good on the defensive side.
He
He
was
had a
very
few
good on it.
good years, like 2015-ish. Whenever the year when it was Rhodes and stuff draft, Xavier Rhodes. He had like one really, really good draft. Is that
Yeah,
15, 13? Was it
13,
13?
13
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. But yeah, he did, and then he kind of coasted off that for a while. So, but no, I think personally, I don't care when they made it as long as they made it before the draft because I don't think you can let that guy have another. I couldn't, as a Vikings fan, I was very uncomfortable letting that guy have another draft. It's not even just the picks, dude. It's the trades.
Oh, some of
Like
the
in the
trades are bad.
division, or just like he's given up too much to move around with guys in our. I don't know. There's a bunch of trades he's made with division rivals who they've all panned out, and all of our guys have been terrible. It's just like it's just
Hey, Dallas
inexcusable.
Turner wasn't terrible.
He's
He's panning out.
good. He's good. He's working out. I mean, I think JJ
He
McCarthy could work out. I truthfully do, but I don't know. He's
he
going to
got
get
at
the
least
opportunity.
he got a kicker's good too. He got a kicker and maybe an edge rusher. That's he's nailed
And
those
maybe.
two out in like 4 years.
Terrible, terrible. And then this past year signings weren't great either. The offensive line, the offensive line signings, I think we were both excited about, but Kelly didn't really
Yeah,
pan out at
one
all.
was
And
hurt all the time. I forgot
I
which
think
one.
Kelly was hurt all
Yeah,
the time. Yeah, and then Fries, I don't think was that great either. So, anyway, we're not really talking about the Super Bowl. We're talking about the Vikings, but that's fine. That's our team. We can talk about the dang Vikings if we want. But so anyway, like I said, I wasn't the only one who's upset to see Darnold in the Super Bowl. That being said, if I were to make a pick, I think I'm picking the Seahawks.
yeah, same. I think they're way better than the Patriots.
Man, I warned last week. I'm gonna warn again. We got to be careful with too easily dismissing the Patriots because we may be just starting up another decade of dominance. So let's be
I
careful
think the
with that.
Patriots are
There's
good.
clearly better stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if they win a Super Bowl with May in the next few years. I just don't think it'll be this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked either. It looks like they've got the pieces in place there. I honestly won't be. I won't consider it a wild upset if they win this Super Bowl
No,
yet.
it wouldn't
I
be a
don't.
wild upset, I don't think. I think it would have been, yeah, I don't think it'd be wild, but I just don't think they're, I think it might still be a close game because I don't think the Seahawks are that amazing either. Like, is that like, no one was like dominant this year, I feel like,
Yeah, yeah.
compared to past.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that, thinking of all the possible scenarios. I think the least likely is a Patriots blowout. It feels the
Yeah,
least likely to me. Like
yeah,
if
I
they win,
agree.
it's probably an ugly sort of bruise them up game. Um, I don't. I almost think though this is the same thing for Seattle. I think Seattle could potentially win going away. They have a lot better skilled players around their
Yeah,
quarterback.
I think their
Yeah,
offense is the one thing that's better than like much better than the Patriots.
yeah. So long as their
Because
offensive coordinator isn't dreaming about drafting Fernando Mendoza instead of coaching the Super Bowl. But yeah, Clint Kubiak got the Orlando job or the Oakland job. I meant he
Orlando.
got the Oakland job. Yeah, Orlando, Oakland. But
Yeah, I don't know.
so
Patriots, they don't have many weapons. Like they have good running backs, but and I
yeah,
guess they got an old Stephon Diggs who's still good, but not Diggs from like Buffalo and stuff. But
yeah, or Minnesota.
yeah,
Yeah. If Drake May will probably have to take over that game a little bit, whether that's with his legs or some gutty throws or something. If they win, that's probably how it'll play out. Now watch
or
us look like
or
fools.
that or the defense will have to really dominate. One of the
Yeah,
two.
yeah, which is a very much a possibility too.
Would you be
I mean,
shocked if the score was like 17-13, like no one even hits 20 points? Yeah, that's kind of how I
I
see
would
this game going.
not at all. I wouldn't at all. I wouldn't at all. Because like we watched Sam Darnold last year. I remember I even said like I think it was a game before the first week of the playoffs. He kind of had a
Yep,
stinker, and I was
it
like,
was
I
against the
think
Lions for the one seed.
yeah, yeah. I was like, I think so far this year he's bounced back from every situation where we thought he was dead, and he's sort of learned from it and done better. And he didn't do so great the next playoff game either, and I was kind of like, I guess I was wrong. But this year it looks like that paid off. So
Maybe this is the game where the pressure comes back. He's done the playoffs. Now this is a whole different ballgame.
it's
We're
we're
just
in
we're
new
just praying. We're just praying for him to do
territory.
bad, honestly. We're just looking for anything.
I'm just saying we're new territory for me. He may struggle the first time through this. Um, he could end
A
up
lot of
seeing
media.
ghosts. A lot of media, all the attention's on. He's kind of been left alone here in Minnesota, and then definitely, out in Seattle or the outpost. No, not a ton of media attention. So, yeah, I don't know. I still think they win, but if
Oh, yeah,
I also wouldn't be shocked if all of a sudden he throws two pick sixes and they, cost them the game. Anyway,
bench him
I
for Drew
guess that
Lock.
was yeah, that's sort of what makes yeah. I guess that what's is drawing my attention to this is it feels like it could go a whole bunch of different ways. It's really going to come down to how do these quarterbacks react to being in a new place under pressure against really good defenses. Um, I was laughing. I saw after last week that Drake May faced like three of the top five defenses in the playoffs to date, and you're like, he had an easy schedule, but
He
he
did
kind of
he did
did.
like yeah, he faced tough defenses, but like
They hadn't
Broncos
lost.
lost Bo Nix and stuff. Yeah. And the regular season was pretty easy too. The regular season schedule.
So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be quite the storyline either. Whoever one's coming out of this, either we're appointing Drake May or Sam Darnold is going to be the shining star for giving up on quarterbacks too early and what patience and development can do for a guy. We're going to get one of those two
I'm looking
stories either.
forward to the posts about the Vikings letting him go for the third week in a row.
It's going to be brutal.
Even though the Vikings did offer him a contract. People are forgetting
Yeah, but it
this.
wasn't a competitive one. And
No,
also,
but they offered him some.
yeah,
It's
and
not like they just said we don't want you at all.
I mean, honestly, it's a somewhat defensible move because you drafted a quarterback in the first round of the playoff
Yeah.
or the first round of the NFL draft in the
Be-
top 10, no less. Like you can't just make that guy sit 2 years in a row.
And if Sam Darnold sucked, you know what the post would have been saying? You signed this guy back when you just drafted a quarterback.
Yep. Yeah, it was a no-win situation. So I don't really fault them for letting him go. It's just hard when you see it because you had the guy in the building. If anyone should have known he was capable of this, it should have been you guys, right? And you should have been able. You guess you could have made. I don't know. I saw some BS about the Raiders were just about to trade for JJ McCarthy at one point. I'm just like, anyway.
Or it was the Vikings were going to trade. I thought it was more
Two,
like they
yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
get rid of him. Yeah.
yeah. I think so. And then it like fell through at the last second.
The
And
worst thing I saw is, and I think this is true, is the Vikings tried to trade up with the Patriots in the draft with JJ and Drake May. to get Drake May,
to
but
get
the
Drake.
Patriots were set on Drake May, and I guess I see why.
Yeah, I can see why. I actually didn't think Drake May was going to be the one out of that class, truthfully.
Either
So I'm kind of eating a little crow out about that. But anyway, so it should be interesting. I do appreciate talking through that going in there. There is no outcome that will be surprising, but we have such a variability of the way this game plays out that
I
it
think
should stand to be interesting.
the most surprising outcome would be if it's like 48-50 or something. Like if it's a high score and offensive game.
Well, we shall see.
I'd
We
love
shall
that,
see.
but
All right. All right. So let's do this. So we both picked the Seahawks. You want to predict the score too?
yeah, 2013 Seattle.
Okay. I'm gonna go 13-10 Seattle.
Oh, that'll be a exciting one. One
I'm
touchdown. I know,
a,
two touchdowns.
I'm a former defensive coordinator, man. I love me some defense. No, I think it's gonna be a slug amount. But anyway, there is some racing this weekend too worth watching. Uh, the one big one, and that's the Winter Freeze at Screven Motor Speedway Park or something like that. But anyway, Winter Freeze at Screven with the Southern All Stars. Uh, we've got late models going Thursday, Friday, Saturday, progressively bigger pots. So 5,000 Thursday, 10,000 Friday, and 25K on Saturday. Doing a good job of filling the bye weeks from the big series
Yeah.
during speed weeks. And then also notable, we've got SCDRA 4 cylinders for 25,000 on Saturday too.
Yeah, I
So
think they're the headliner. Which
I do
this is
too.
there's like two Speed Week shows I really care about, and this is one of them. And I hate that I have to go. I don't have to. I'm going up north with friends this weekend, so and there's no Wi-Fi up there, so I can't even like tune in if I wanted to. So I mean, I guess I won't get any spoilers, so I can just rewatch it back if I want to. But
Yeah.
I'd like to see it live, but I guess I'll have to miss it. Is what it is. I can see
Telephone.
Thursday. I'll see Thursday's late model feature, but that's not really what I care about.
Well, just have it reheated like leftovers. If you're as secluded as you are without any Wi-Fi or anything, you can probably conceivably get home and just turn it on right away before you do any
That is true.
scrolling.
Or if Super Bowl is like a 3-0 game, I might just put that on instead.
Uh, it may be for a while. Fourth quarter will get hot.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, well, that should be kind of a cool show. I might try to catch that 4 cylinder feature in one way or another because you know I like the four bangers.
and
So
these ones are different than ours.
I know, they're definitely different, but they're still pretty rad, and they're still front wheel drive cars. So
Oh, different in a good way. I think they're better than ours by a
yeah,
mile.
they are. They're a little more souped up. Ours are
Yeah,
kind of more stockish,
yeah,
if you will. So, but yeah, it would be kind of neat to see them up here, or to have something like this develop up here.
yeah. I think like the closest they get to, like I think are UMP ones. I can't remember if UMP ones are like that. I know in Iowa they have like outlaw 4 cylinders, like more in eastern Iowa, because I saw them at Makokata, and they were like the ones down there. Um, but I think that might be the closest they get to us.
Maybe soon, because I don't know, front wheel drives, 4 cylinders, whatever you want to call them, Hornets. They're awesome as they are, but soup them up and make them go faster. That just makes it sign me up. So, anyway, uh, but I think with that, that's everything we had planned to talk about. Kind of speeding through this episode. So Carter, with that, it means it's time for.
The one for the road, and mine's older news. I don't know when this came out. I don't know all the details exactly, but Gravity Park, Speedway in my area, they are adding a new class, and it's like limited late models, but it's not, from my understanding, it's not like USRA ones like in your area, which I think they should have done USRA, but whatever. Um, but they're trying to add another late model class. I'm not honestly sure how much. Like, I don't know if it'll help like the super late models in my area, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious to see how it'll turn out. They said they have a good amount of guys building cars. If they get double digits at any point this year, I'd be impressed. But I don't know if it's. gonna work or not. I'm curious, like if guys will buy other like old late model chassis from people in my area and just, or if they're gonna build their whole car. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but
Man.
it's a new class in our area. We've never really had it. Well, we've had like a lesser late model. We had like fast track ones in like the 20 early 2010s, late 2000s or something, and then those went away because all the top guys, like all the guys in the supers, would just also run the fast track ones and win both. And so those just they just made one
Yeah,
class.
yeah,
But these ones I think are going to be like way slower than that. Like they're going to be like the USRA ones and stuff. So I don't know if guys will be dropping down. Like they're not going to be racing for much money at all. So
yeah.
I'm curious too if in a couple years other tracks will like have maybe not run them weekly, but like have a special for them, and like they're going to be Chilton or Gravity Park's weekly division, but then maybe Plymouth or
Okay.
other tracks. I don't know. I guess it depends how many cars they get. If no one's going to be picking them up if you're getting three cars, no no point in bringing
True.
them over.
True. True. It sounds like they're just trying to find a way to get cars out. And I mean, I guess late models are the sort of premier class, whether you call them limiteds or this or that. I guess they're the most identifiable to some level. So maybe they're just trying to get people to go like, I want to drive late models.
Yeah. Hopefully it helps. I'm hoping it helps out our late, like the bigger late models in our area, because those are kind of going away. Like, oh, they run, because you're at least in a late model, like you kind of know how
Yeah,
to work on some of the stuff, and then maybe they move up to a bigger motor, but we'll see how it
yeah.
plays out first.
You do really kind of only have one class of late models out there,
Yeah, we
don't
just
you?
got one.
So no real. Although we do kind of out here too. We just have the Wasota ones. I
You have
mean, the
USRA
USRA's
ones out there.
around, but not a
Yeah, I
ton.
mean those are around more your area than by me though. They don't, the closest they get to me is like Eagle River or something. So
Yeah, that wouldn't be the way. Yeah, you make a point. Maybe USRA was just the way to go.
I think yeah,
Um,
because you could have, I think you would have drawn some Eagle River guys.
Connect back that way, right? Connect towards Minnesota
Yeah.
more. Yeah, yeah. Or maybe it'll be closer. Maybe they'll let them run. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the exact thing about the rules, so maybe USRA ones could run. I remember there was some talk about it though, like in the comments of like some bickering about it, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that.
TBD, I
Yeah,
guess. Right on. Right on. Well, more to come on that story. So
I'm sure
from
I'll probably be there in like April or something because
you
they
will.
always open up first, as long as it's not snowing or raining. So we'll find out how it works.
Yeah, we'll get some on the boots reporting here soon enough. So right on. Well, I actually went. I'm gonna go local with mine as well. So, and this is also a couple weeks old, but I kind of missed it. So better to talk about it now. I get, like I said, it's the off season, so it's an opportunity to catch up on some stuff, right? But so Granite City announced their, and I'm gonna give it a name. So Granite City announced their uh B mod blaster, and it's going to be 25,000 to win B mod event. And it's kind of an open B mod event. So the Midwest mods from Wasota can go uh
IMCA mods.
I IMCA sport mods, no IMCA mods. He was very clear to say no A mods of any sort are allowed. And also, what does it say about IMCA when you're like, our A mods are your B mods? So anyway, um, but so IMCA sport mods and then USRA B mods, and then UMP if they want to come, but I don't know that we'll get any. But
Probably not.
but that yeah, probably not. And then so I think this is interesting. So the format and the pay and everything's super cool. The 25,000 is the headline, but I think the real meat and potatoes far outweighs that. So first the format is passing points. So it sounds like they're gonna race. It's 10 through the 13th. The 10th is practice, and then 11th, 12th, and 13th they're racing. So on the 11th, they're gonna do passing points. So draw passing points into a feature. The feature itself on that preliminary night pays 1,500 to win, and then the prelim feature on Thursday or Friday is 1,500 to win, and then on Saturday, the day of the big event, they're also having a full show, another 1,500 to win to lock into the main feature. So the prelims alone are paying 1,500, which is your standard weekly pay, probably in most B mod divisions. So the each
Weekly
prelim feature
payout? I bet you it's less than that for a B mod.
probably.
I
I mean,
bet you
so
it's
they're
way, I
like
bet you it's half of that, probably lower. Probably like it's like $400 for most. B
Okay.
months.
So I mean,
So
hey, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, right? It's a substantial pay, and it's I believe top 8 lock in each night. So if you win the first night, you're gonna lock in. I'm pretty sure those ones are also 750 to start.
oh,
Um,
okay.
those prelim features. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, the pay is through the field, just everywhere. I could be wrong on that number, but I'm pretty sure that's what I had written down. Also, notably, the 25,000 to win, 2 grand to start.
Oh, there you go.
2 grand to start. So tons of racing going on. Passing points is the name of the game there, and then they're going to have an LCQ. So on Saturday after they do a whole nother prelim setup, they're going to do an LCQ. 2 more guys are going to lock in, so they're going to start 26 cars. Uh, James did mention they're looking to get 100 cars registered before April or sometime in April to make this feasible and like them comfortable moving forward. So I'm hoping they do get that. They did cap it out at 150 cars total. So, I mean, they're not going to run into the whole issue of ever expanding entry list. So it seems pretty cool. And then honestly, I'm just gonna keep singing the praises of the show because it gets better from there. I haven't even got to the stock car portion of this yet. I'm just gonna stay on the B mods for a second more. So in addition to all the kind of pay that I laid out for the prelim features, the big feature, all of that, we've got $100 per lap leader bonus during the feature for 50 laps. So $100 per lap is going to be going during the 25,000 to win feature. And then all weekend long, heat racers, $250. Heat racers going to win $250 Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then main feature, prelim features, and the big feature, hard charger, $250 as well. So there's just money everywhere on this thing. I mean, it's just, and James is the guy that stands up from behind the racers. And if he's saying he's going to do this, and he's saying if I get X amount of registrations by X day, and it is sometimes in April, and I don't remember exactly, but if he gets that, he's going to do this, and he's going to pay every dime of what he said he's going to pay. Like, that's the one thing we know about James Trentino. He's like, if he says he's going to pay, he's going to pay. So, I just think it's a really cool event on the B mod side alone. And then they've got stock cars racing for 5,000 to win that same event. So they have 2 prelim features. They do prelim features Thursday, Friday. Those are 750 to win for those guys on prelim features, and then 5,000 to win for the big feature. And then they've just got B mains on Saturday to line up
And
for their
to clarify,
main
it's
feature.
stock cars slash Wasota Street
Oh
stocks.
yeah, this is the other thing. So I said stock
Because I
cars
think it's
are
going to be more street stocks, stock cars. There
it's
will
gonna
be stock cars, but
it is going to primarily be that, but I do like the fact that it is open to anyone. It's Wasota Street Stocks, and well, I shouldn't say anyone. Right now, Wasota Street Stocks and IMCA stock cars for sure. And at last check, they were trying to figure out how USRA lines up and if that's also going to be part of the deal or not. And then on that too, they've capped that at 50. So there's only 50 entries on the stock car side of things too. So, um, and then I think worth noting, so the registration fee for the B mods is, I believe it was $750. And what I thought was notable about that is that's kind of like an all-in price. It's damn near like you're going to a all exclusive resort. So the way I understand it, and I apologize if some of these details aren't 100% my notes. I was trying to write everything down as I was listening to it. But so 750 is going to get you in. It's going to get you 2 pit passes the whole weekend, one for the driver, one for at least crew guy. It also gets you 2 tags for pit vehicles. So you can have 2 pit vehicles come in on that. And then they're also doing like a pizza party and DJ after practice. And then I believe every night for sure there's like burgers and fries available for, I think, up to 3 or 4 people from each team. And then if you have more than that, it's just $5 and they can eat as well. So he's going to feed them dinner like every night that they're there. And then I know at least on Saturday morning, he's also going to offer up free breakfast to all the teams that are there as well too. So like, 750 is an entry fee, but it comes with a lot. So it's kind of hard to beat that.
and if it is 750 to start those features, you kind of make it. It's not hard to make it back, like
it's
that
not, I
your entry
mean,
fee. I mean,
you
obviously
got a
you're
good
gonna have
shot.
parts and stuff to pay for too, but at least you can pay back the entry fee.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, we've seen attempts at bigger paying races, and those have gone they've all gone the way of the dodo bird, and they've kind of gone worse than that. And I think at last check Aaron Johnson still hasn't been paid his 25 grand from the big deal. Maybe that's since changed, but at least at the Dome, he very loudly had not been reimbursed yet. So something like this with a guy like James Trantina who races himself and runs a track and does all this kind of standing behind it. I just feel like this one is if the B mods want big paying races, this is the one to support. Like this guy is kind of really pointing out, I'm gonna treat you well. I talk about going to Granite a lot. And one of my always takeaways is like it just feels like home. Like hospitality is their jam. So I couldn't think of a better place to host like this type of event and being like, hey, we're gonna feed you. Their food's banging there. So like, like they do hospitality really, really well at Granite City. And so I love that they're going to get an opportunity to kind of hopefully bring some travelers in and kind of show that Minnesota nice and the way we take care of our neighbors here and everything like that. And just really, build communities and look after people. I think James is going to show really well for himself if he can get their entries and get this off the ground, because that dude knows how to host. I will say that above all else. I think he's a very gracious host.
So
Um,
you're going to be there instead of the Masters that weekend?
I'm not going to be at either one, unfortunately. I'm going to be in Brainerd.
For
I'm going to
what?
be in Brainerd at a baseball tournament.
That is terrible.
Yeah,
No offense
yeah,
to whichever baseball tournament it is, but
yeah. It's Colton's baseball tournament will be in Brainerd that weekend, so I won't be at either of those, unfortunately. But that's also why I felt compelled to talk about it now, and I'll talk about it again as we get closer, as more information comes out, because I wish I could be there. I would be here. And I go to the Masters every year. Well, except for the last 3 years that it's been rained out. But but I make it a point to go to the Masters every year. And I would be here instead, truthfully. Supporting James and supporting this event. I think this is a really cool thing. And I hope it works out for him. I hope it's a smashing success. And we see more of this around. Because I don't know, 25 grand is a solid chunk for B mods. You know what I mean?
oh
Like
yeah.
that's real money. So I dig it.
Well, while you're in Brainerd, you can go to North Central Speedway.
I might try actually.
I don't know
I've
where
thought
it is
about
from
it.
the baseball fields, but hey, there's a track there. I know that.
Drivable. I'm minimum an hour anywhere, so I can go watch IMCA. Might be my legit first ever. No, it's
No, it's not.
but when I went, they weren't sanctioned.
You said you went to one in Minnesota once though.
You're right. My
Princeton,
bad.
right? You went to
Oh yeah,
Princeton when they're IMCA.
back when Princeton was IMCA. That's right. Okay, but anyway, so came in, but it would be my first time at that track. Noted.
There you go.
Also reminding myself I have to go book my lodging for that soon. So, or maybe I will be there. But anyway, all right. I think that's everything for today. You have anything else?
If you want one last update, Kenny Wallace won the third mod feature. Now they're doing interviews and crap. So
I'm always pumped when Kenny Wallace wins a feature. I like seeing him out there just having fun and winning still. He's in one of Hoffman's mods, so he's
yep.
really just piloting that
Like I
thing.
think Hoffman's kind of doing everything on it, and
Yeah, yeah.
he's just hopping in.
Yeah, he's got his feet up. I mean, it's Kenny. He probably gives his opinion and jumps in there because it seems like the kind of guy he is. But truthfully, yeah, it probably seems like Hoffman's taking the bulk of it. But anyway, well, thanks for the update. With that, we're gonna head out. If you're still here, absolutely hit like, hit subscribe. Every little bit helps, and share it with somebody. One person. Share it with one person you think might find this interesting. That'll do us a world of help, and we would really appreciate it. And with that, we will catch you all next week.
See ya.